Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Renetta Gunn Stevens, CEO of Sophisticated Press, and I am so excited to come before you today. And our topic today is going to be your next move should be publishing with Sophisticated Press. Now, as you come in, I need you to tag your business besties because I think that this is going to be one of the most important and most informed live that I've ever done. And so I don't want you to miss it. I don't want your business friends to miss it. And, before we get started, let me do a couple of shout outs. Shout outs to all of the Sophisticated Press authors who have published with us. Shout out to Genius Swagger, who is my sunglass sponsor. They keep me fly with these wonderful glasses. And as you're coming in, listen, this information is going to be so dope that we need some music. So I'm gonna play some music, give y'all some time to come in, and then we're gonna get right to it. All right, this is my intro music, and it just gets me hype. you know I love it. I love it. I love it. I want you to get happy today because this information that I'm about to give you is about to change your life. It's about to change it. You're about to find out all the missing pieces that you couldn't figure out. I'm going to help you out today. When you come in, say hello. Let me know what state you're tuning in from. And we're just going to have us a good old time today learning how to get to that next move. Every movie, they got a good soundtrack. It just makes the information in the scene more doper. That's what this live is going to be. It's going to be dope. It's going to be transformational. It's going to be what you need for the rest of this week, for the rest of the year, and to come. As you all can see, I'm so happy about the information that you're about to get today. They got to play some music with it. Hey. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it because everything we do is for you. Let's get about 10 more seconds of this. Hey. Y'all about to get this work today. About to get your life right today. About to get your business right today. And let me tell you about this music we're playing. It is Black owned, Black created by Black African American female. Shout out to Katora. Hey. That's right. We're celebrating greatness today. Y'all ready to get into it? All right, all right. Listen, again, my name is Renetta Gunn Stevens, CEO of Sophisticated Press. If you're just tuning in to me for the first time and you don't know much about me, I am the published author of 4 books, Kingdom Speaking in the Boardroom, A Dad's Redemption, 10 Ways to Eliminate Debt by Writing, and Push, Promote into Shipping and Handling Happens. I'm also the CEO of Sophisticated Press Author Academy, which is an online academy that teaches you how to self-publish your book. And today we're going to be talking about your next move should be publishing with Sophisticated Press. Now, let me set the stage for you. Here at Sophisticated Press, we believe that every business should have a book and every book is a business. We've been telling you this for years. For years, we've been telling you every business should have a book and every book is a business. And so today our teaching is going to be off of that proclamation and that information. We noticed that Forbes recently did an article about that. Like they're just catching on to what God had told us years ago to tell you that every business should have a book and every book is a business. So today, this live is specifically for African American entrepreneurs. Matter of fact, we're going to go a little bit more deeper. This is for specifically African American women entrepreneurs. Why are we targeting the women? Because studies show that since 2018, African American women entrepreneurship has grew 164%. Like, y'all out here doing y'all thing. Y'all out here starting y'all LLCs, starting y'all home health cares, starting y'all daycare centers, starting y'all lash companies. Y'all out here doing y'all thing, and I congratulate you all. And I man, salute you all. But guess what? There's another level that we have to reach. African American women entrepreneurs. This is who this is for. If you know one, tag and share. If you are one, put your business in the comments. We're going to celebrate you today, but we're also going to elevate you today. Listen, since 2018, African American women entrepreneurs have grew 164%. That is amazing. You deserve a hand clap. And also, the age group for that growth has been between 34 and 54 years old. Now, that is really true and ring true to Sophisticated Press because most of our authors are women and they're in that age group, 34 to 54 year old. So we have politicians, doctors, lawyers, we have public health officials, we have child daycare, home health care providers who wants to write a book. And they have really tuned into something that Forbes knew, that Sophisticated Press knew, that if you have a business, you should have a business book. So currently there's over 2.4 million African American women businesses that is registered around the world. There are over 2.4 million African American women businesses that are registered around the world. But here's the kicker, and here's where we need help at. Most of the businesses does not make over $100,000. Most of the businesses does not have employees. And that kind of hurt us too, if you notice when the PP loans came out and the SBA loans came out, because we didn't have the employees, so that kind of affected how much money they gave us. And most of us didn't have that income, right? So they were saying like, oh, you're not making enough income, or oh, because you only make this amount of income, this is how much we're going to give you, right? But this is where we're going to help you today to change that status. The reason why we're going to help you today is because African American women is the only demographic that has more businesses than their male counterparts. So when I tell you, you all have been doing your thing, my sisters, you all have been doing your thing. You all have been starting so many businesses that you're the only race where the women has more businesses than the male counterpart. What does that mean in layman's terms? That means that in the white Caucasian demographic, men has more businesses than the white women. In the Indian, in the Chinese, in the Mexican industry, men have more businesses than the women counterparts. But in the African American race, we are the only race where the women have more businesses than the men. So again, we're giving you some hand claps because you all are doing your thing out here in these streets. But how many of you know that there's levels to it? Meek Mill's got a song that say it's levels to it. It's levels to your greatness. It's levels to your success. And today we're going to get you to the next level. Congratulations on starting your business. Congratulations on being successful and making thousands of dollars. But now we need to get you to the $100,000 mark. Now we need to get you some employees. Now we need to get you some hyper growth. Put that in the comments. The goal is we need to get you some hyper growth because although African American women have had a growth of 164% in starting businesses, again, we're not making $100,000 and we're not hiring employees. So how do we get this hyper growth? We got to publish some books. Now you say, well, you're being biased because you're a publisher. No, I'm not being biased because I'm a publisher. I'm being honest because that states the facts. And I'm not the only one who says that. Remember, Forbes just told everybody, and now Forbes is even offering publishing because why? They understand that books give you exposure globally. Books take you from local to global. And I have been telling you this, ladies and gentlemen. I have been telling you this from day one. If you want some respect on your name, if you want to go from local to global, you need to publish a book. So when I read this article, I was like, cool, I know I ain't crazy. Cool, I know I'm not crazy. I'm going to put the link in the notes so that in the comments so that you know too. I ain't crazy. I've been telling you all that every business should have a book and every book is a business. Forbes now just get into it and saying it. I've been telling you that for 3-4 years now. Because God been telling me that. Okay, all these people that starting these companies, they need a business. Why? Because there's something about a book that just adds authority to your name and authority to your brand and authority to your business. Because what that 164% shows is that, okay, we all doing it. We all got a business. So guess what? Now, okay, it's common a little bit. Get you a business. Now, we still got some more y'all that need to come on to this CEO status. But okay, 2.4 million of y'all got the memo. Let's start a business. But now it's time for you to get the memo to publish a business book. Why? Because you are an expert. I know you probably didn't want that title. I know you didn't sign up to be an expert, but you are. Now, I was taught by my mentor, Tiffany Montgomery, that you teach at the level that you're on. So are you an expert to everybody? Absolutely not. But gauging your number from 1 to 10, if you are a 5, then you're an expert to the 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. And they need to learn from you. If you are an 8, then guess what? You're an expert to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. And they need to learn from you. They need to get the data. They need to get the wisdom. They need to get the strategies. They need to get the methods. They need to get the techniques that you have already mastered. Now, you're not going to teach above your number. You're not going to teach the 9s and 10s. Why? Because you're an 8. Your knowledge is an 8. You're going to teach the 1 through the 7s. And whoever's at the 10, the multi-million level, the multi-business level, they're going to teach the 9s and 10s. Why? Because that's the level that they have mastered, that they have dominated. But you have an obligation. You have an obligation to society. You have an obligation to humanity to share your wisdom, to share your genius, to share your superpower, to share your strategies. That's why Steve Jobs left here an amazing individual. Why? Because he shared Apple technology with us. Imagine if he had that technology and he just made himself one phone, one computer, and he said, I'm just going to keep this information to myself. I'm not going to share it with nobody. I'm going to keep it to myself. Humanity would be without Apple phones and Apple laptops. And y'all know a lot of y'all got these Apple laptops and phones. But imagine if Steve Jobs was like, I'm not going to share it with humanity. I'm just going to make myself that personal computer. I'm not going to share it. So you're just as important as Steve Jobs. And the world needs your genius the same way we needed Steve Jobs' genius. You're just as special as him. And my job today is to get you to understand that if you have a business, you, my friend, my sister, you have something to teach the next generation of young women that are coming up. You, my fellow brother, if you have a business, you have an obligation to teach the next male generations that's coming up. You have an obligation. And if you don't do that, you're robbing humanity from your genius, of your genius. You're robbing humanity of that. So we need that 164 growth of entrepreneurship in the African American women community. We need that 2.4 million businesses. We need y'all to pump 2.4 million books in the marketplace. Why? Because when you go to the business section, not only are there not a lot of women businesses, but there's definitely a lot of business books, but there's definitely not a lot of women African American business books. Already a male dominated field. So most of the times when you go to the business section at Barnes & Noble, you're going to see Caucasian males and you may see Caucasian women. But you rarely see a lot of Black African American women on business books. Why? Because for some reason we're not writing books about our businesses as if our businesses is not great enough to do that. Like your business deserves to have that platform of global status. You know, you all, let me give you all the 3 reasons and then we're going to come back and break it down. Because when I tell you, I'm so passionate about this today because listen, I had no idea that I would be, that I would ever make $100,000 in a year. When me and my hubby made that $100,000 in a year off of businesses, it was a feeling like no other. And it wasn't just about the joy of doing it. It was about the freedom. It was about the people that we could help and bless with it, right? It was about the confidence that it gave. It was about showing our children, like, you can be the employer instead of the employee. Like, it was about that, you all. And like I said, we got the businesses, but we're not making $100,000 out there. The African American women businesses, you're not hiring employees, and so now it's time to go to the next level. So how do you get to the next level? You got to get people to know about you. So here are 3 reasons why you need to publish with Sophisticated Press. It's going to boost your business. It's going to boost your brand. It's going to take you from local to global. The next reason is big brands like Nike, the NFL, you know, whoever you want to deal with. That's a big brand, the Super Bowl. They want to be associated with influencers with authority. Now, this word authority is deep, y'all. We're going to break down authority today. Because a lot of you all, when you have these businesses, and because of the data that we just shared, the African American women entrepreneurs have power. Now, what is power? Because I wrote down the definition. Power is the ability to do something. So you have power because you have created a business. You have the ability to create a business, and you have used that power and created your business. Again, I'm going to clap for y'all all day because you're doing your thing out here. But it's levels. We're going to talk about these levels. So you have the power, and you had the ability to start your business. Now it's time for some authority, because that's different than power. Authority, you all, is the power, which is the ability to enforce, the power to make decisions, the power to control. Now, I just told you, African American women entrepreneurs, that you all have grew in the marketplace 164%. I just told you that it is 2.4 million African American women businesses in the world. I just told you that African American women is the only demographic that has more businesses than their male counterparts. Welcome, Jaleesa. I just told you that. So you have the power, but now it's time to get the authority. Jalissa, if you have a business, please put your business in the comments and let us know what state you're tuning in from. I just told you the power that you have, but now it's time for the authority. Now, the first thing that I want you to notice about the word authority, and I know you heard it already, but see, we're hearing, but we're not doing. But the root word of authority is author. Why? Because people, because paper remembers and people forget. So you out here allowing, shout out to my hair acting right, because listen, it was not acting right earlier, but it's acting right. Thank you, hair. You out here with your beautiful, productive self, starting these businesses, but you're leaving opportunity on the table because you ain't got no book out here. And you know you should write a book. How I know you should write a book? Because 81% of people know that they should write a book, but only 5% follow through. So you out here being as great as you are and leaving opportunity and growth on the table. Why? Because you don't have a book after your presentation. You don't have a book when they introducing you. You don't have a book when people want more. Where your book at, sis? Where your book at? You need a book. Your business need a book. It's going to be a booster to your brand. Now, another thing, when I said that the big brands want to connect with influencers with authority, why did I say influencers with authority? Because you can be an influencer and don't have authority. What does that look like? That look like I come to your social media page and you got 100,000 people that's liking your page. But then they liking your page, but then when you put something on your page for them to support or buy, they don't do it. That means you ain't got no authority. You just got you're an influencer because of 100,000 people following you, but you don't have no authority. Because when you say, I want you to support this fundraiser, I want you to purchase my book, I want you don't get 100,000 sales. So there's a difference between power and authority, and influencers with authority. Your book is going to give you that authority that you need. Your book is going to add the credibility to your brand, to your business, to the 2.4 million businesses that has started. Your book is going to make you and position you to stand out from the 2.4 million African American women that has created their business. Because I always ask you, what do you do when everybody great? If I'm interviewing you to work for Sophisticated Press and both of y'all got a bachelor's degree, both of y'all got a master's degree, both of y'all got a doctorate degree, who I'm gonna go with? You know who I'm gonna go with as a CEO for my company? The one who's most memorable. The one who's most memorable. So your job should be every day, how can I make myself more memorable than the 2.4 million people out there that's already starting businesses and doing what I'm doing? Because yes, it's great that everybody's getting their bachelor's degree. Yes, it's great that 2.4 million of you all are starting businesses. But guess what? Now that's 2.4 million people you got to stand out from. That's 2.4 million people that you got to position yourself to be how I'm stand out. I need a book. Is this making sense? If this making sense, give me some comments. Share what you're thinking. Because I guarantee you've thought about writing a book. And sometimes people, a lot of you all, even with that, because it's so many layers to this. Some of you all have written a book, but you haven't written a book first about your business. So I always tell my clients when they come to me, what is it that you do? Because Yes Becoming was one of the number one biographies in the world, but Becoming was number one because they wanted to know the woman behind the action. And some of you all like introducing yourself and your biography first, and nobody cares about your story because you ain't done nothing yet. And if you have done something, we don't know about it. Why? Because you ain't marketed and advertised it enough for us to care. That's why Becoming is number one. So you don't want to tell us or about your biography and we don't know what you did. People wanted to know about the first lady. Why? Because she was this intelligent person. She was this lady who had such poise through the presidential term, and she just had all of these accomplishments, and they wanted to know the woman behind the accomplishments. And some of you all are introducing yourself before you're introducing your accomplishments, and you're doing it backwards. That's why we need your business book first before your biography. Why should I want to know you? Why are you telling me about Big Mama before you telling me about what you did in business? Because once you tell me and show me what you do in business, then I'm going to want to know more about you and Big Mama. That's how you do that, right? Now, the third reason why is because the third reason why you need to publish your book is because you need a direct access to your niche market. Social media has everyone fooled like we good. And you may be good, but good is the enemy of great. Good got a lot of people not aiming for great. Why? Because they good. And great got a lot of people not wanting to attain phenomenal. Why? Because they great. But my mentor, Dr. Eric Thomas, said we got to be phenomenal. You can't stop at good. You can't stop at great. You got to be phenomenal. You got to be phenomenal because there's a lot of great people out here too. But how many phenomenal people out here? That's a whole different level. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, that's first class all day long. Oh, that's dictating how you want things, when you want things, why you want things, where you want things. That's that phenomenal life. But great to have you not even looking at phenomenal. Why? Because you great. So again, with social media, if you say something, if you post something that the owner of the platform does not like, they will shut down your page. They will not let you have access to it for a certain amount of time, if ever. And now those 5,000 people that's following you, guess what? You don't got their email. You don't have access to them. But what if they had, while you were active, you had a book and you marketed that book and they purchased that book, and on the last page of your book, it says, to contact us, go to this email, go to this website, call this number. And now they go to your page and they see Sophisticated Press been blocked. What's going on? Oh, you know what? I got Push. And in the back of Push, guess what Push tells me to do? Push tells me to go to sophisticatedpress.com. Push tells me to go to sophisticatedpress.com. Why? Because it's in my book. So if social media ever drop me, if they ever block me, my website is listed here. My contact information is listed here. It's in the book. It's in the book. Contact me. It's in the book. Right? My battery died. Your battery died. You ain't got access to social media. That's okay. You got my book. And it got my contact information here. Call me. 630-755-5580. Call me. See the instant accessibility I'm giving my people? You need a book. Ladies and gentlemen, you need a book for your business. You are an expert. And it's time for you to start viewing yourself as expert. I said it before and I'll say it every time. Many of us, we've been so humble that we don't even tell people what we're good at. We're too humble. We're too humble. Let me tell you a story. One day, I knew I was going to be traveling. And I was like, Lord, I need me some, what they call you all, the flight attendants. I need me some flight attendant friends because I'm gonna be traveling a lot, and I need some discounts and hook up on the flight tickets. So I'm talking to a client one day, and she happened to say, well, I'm not gonna be able to make our appointment. Can I reschedule it because I'm gonna be on the plane all day? The who? The plane all day. I'm like, what do you do? Now, she a client I've been talking to for years. What do you do? But we ain't asking the right questions. We in front of people and not asking the right questions. So finally, what do you do? Oh, I'm a flight attendant. Oh my God. I just got through praying for it. Lord, send me some flight attendants. And I've been talking to one every week. But I didn't know because I wasn't asking the right questions. But when you start looking for things, it started looking for you. And I started looking for a flight attendant because I knew I was going to be traveling. I knew that the Lord was opening up my schedule to go serve his people. And next thing you know, that flight attendant started looking for me because I started looking for a flight attendant. And I'm telling you, greatness is available. Phenomenal life is available, but you got to look for it and it'll look for you. You got to believe and deserve it, that you deserve it, and it'll believe and deserve it needs to be connected to you. What are your self-talk? What are you thinking about yourself? Why are you constantly putting off publishing a book, knowing in your mind that God had already whispered in your ear, publish the book? Now you're thinking, well, I got so much to say, then publish 2 books. 1 book about your business, 1 book about your life. But just get started at least with 1. Because it's going to boost your brand. It's going to take you around the world, people. I will say it like I said the other day. If I would not have published my first book, I would not be here in the middle of the day talking to you from my home office. I would be in the cubicle smelling somebody onions on their submarine that they sneaking eating because the manager told them no eating at the desk. And I'm not coming against that lifestyle, but what I'm telling you, I done had that lifestyle and I done had this lifestyle, and I'll take this lifestyle for the rest of my life. Because I ain't got to ask nobody, let me go to the bathroom. I ain't got to ask nobody that. I ain't got to ask nobody, can I go on break? I ain't got to ask nobody, can I go on vacation? I don't have to ask anybody, is it okay if I go sit by my loved one bed while they're leaving this earth and transitioning into glory? I don't have to ask that. Why? Because I published a book, and that book was a gateway and a bridge to an opportunity to now I have my own publishing company. And I'm telling you, the sky is not even the limit. The sky it ain't no limit. God is going to take you as far as you can imagine. And even then, because he said he'd give you exceedingly and abundantly more than what you can ask or think. So you need to start thinking bigger so God can even give you bigger than that. Don't worry about the editing. If you a bad writer, write bad and the editor will make it good. Welcome, Portia. Welcome, Kiara. If you are a bad writer, write the book bad. And Sophisticated Press to get an editor for you that'll make it good. You just write the book. You just share your presentations and your PowerPoints and your dissertation and your strategies and your techniques and your methods. That's all. We'll format it for you. But Black sisters, you out here doing your thing. These people know that you are the best at what you do. Is my book nearby? This book that I read. Let me show you this book that I read. Because, see, here's the thing about what I got tired of seeing. This is a book called The Wealth Secrets of the 1%. And in this book, you know what they said? Oh, we're going to hire the black people because they work hard. They know how to get it. And the problem is we've been getting it for everybody else instead of ourselves and our own children. And we've been sending everybody else's children to the private schools and to the family vacations instead of our children. And when me and my husband started our trucking company and we started the publishing company, we realized, like, wow, this is the life. We realized that we didn't have to wait every 2 weeks to get paid. We realized that payday was every day. Every day. we realized Friday wasn't just a day. Like, when you working for somebody else, Friday is payday. Woo, I can't wait till Friday. No, every day is payday. Every day is payday. Why? Because you in control of your destiny. Now, is that going to take a lot out of you? Absolutely. But I love the hunt. I love it. And you'll love it too once you get used to it. You'll prefer to earn your money than to wait on somebody to give it to you. Because when you earn it, why make $12 to $18 to $25 an hour when you can make $1,000 an hour? When you can make $2,000 an hour? When you can make $3,000 an hour? Once you've seen that and experienced that, you'll never look at $18 an hour the same again. And my prayer for you all is to experience that. I guarantee you, when you make $1,000 in 30 minutes, you'll never want to look at $18 an hour again like that's good money. Because you're worth more than $18 an hour. You're worth more than $50 an hour. You're worth more than even $1,000 an hour. Because guess what? You can never get that hour back. That's an hour away from your child. That's an hour away from your mom. That's an hour away from your husband. That's an hour away from you just being happy and able to just look at the sun, look at the green grass, look at the trees. That's priceless. That's priceless. And so my job every day is to help you keep growing and keep getting better. And yes, you have done good, African American women entrepreneurs, but now it's time to go higher. Now it's time to make that $100,000 plus. Now it's time to hire employees. Now it's time for you to have that book available after the presentation. Now it's time for you to have the book inserted in your bio. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to connect with Sophisticated Press. And I want you to tag every business woman you know. I don't care what their business is. Every entrepreneur qualified. If you have a business, you need to have a business book. Why? Every business should have a book, and every book is a business. And I want you to connect with Sophisticated Press, and let's get your book started, all right? So I just want to thank you so much. As you can see, I was too hype on this because guess what? I mean it, and I'm passionate about you winning, and not that fake winning, not that fake it till you make it. But I'm here for the real making it. I'm here for whatever time the meeting is. I can adjust my schedule life. I'm here for whenever you're ready to go out of town, I can go. I ain't got to ask nobody for no permission. I just got to talk about it with my husband and pray and ask God, is this okay for me to go? Them the only two I got to consult with, God and my husband. And I want you to have the same type of life. You can have the same type of life, but guess what? We got to sustain it. And in order to sustain it, we got to continue to multiply, because the Bible said to be fruitful and to multiply. So yeah, we're fruitful. Yeah, you have your businesses, but now it's time to multiply. And that business is going to help you multiply. So in review, in recap, as we close, every business should have a book. Every book is a business. Here is 3 reasons why that book is going to benefit your business. It's going to hyper grow your brand and take it from local to global. It's going to connect you with brands. It's going to connect you with brands, because big brands like the NFL, Nike, all of those other brands, PepsiCo, all of them, they want to connect with influencers with authority. It's going to connect you to that. It's going to be that bridge and that connector. And lastly, it's going to give you the authority. And the authority is different than power. The power is the ability to do something, but the authority is the certification to enforce, the certification to make decisions, and the certification to have control. All right. Well, listen, you know how we end it here at Sophisticated Press. We love you so much with the love of Jesus Christ. We are so proud of you, and we know you can do it. And make sure you tag and share this with all of your business besties.